I started Exodus 90 in January of this year, in 2020. I went through the program. It was great. It was a kick in the pants that I needed, and I would argue that most Catholic men need that kick in the pants. It's something that really invigorates you to want to become more like Christ, because what you go through not only is with yourself, but with other men. So today, this video, we're going to talk about, what is Exodus 90, and giving a little bit of my testimonial about it. So first and foremost, Exodus 90 is based on 3 pillars. It's based on prayer, asceticism, and fraternity. The first one is prayer. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but my prayer sucked before Exodus 90. It was really bad. I either lacked focus in the middle of praying, so I would kind of scatter into some other topic as I was praying mentally, or I would not have enough time and I'd push it off. I'd be like, all right, well, I'll pray towards the end of the day. I'll do this later. And then as I'm about to go to bed, I start praying, and then in the middle of praying, I go to bed. And, it wasn't very helpful spiritually for myself. But this program helps you be assertive in terms of your prayer, in terms of your conversations with God, because it sets up avenues for you to do. The first avenue it gives is a reading from Exodus, where you read these verses from Exodus, and then there's commentary that matches to what you're doing in the program and gives you this explanation that very much mimics the understanding of baptism and going through periods of trial and understanding true freedom within the salvation of Christ. So that's really great. The next one is you set up an hour of prayer. Now, for me, I'm not able to do an hour all at one time, although that is the ideal. But being married and having 3 kids, I'll typically set up something where it was a half hour and half hour. What's important with that 1 hour is that there's at least 20 minutes of contemplative prayer. Sorry, I really suck at saying that word, but it's and if you don't know what that is, I suggest you look up what it is, because that was new for me. So the second one is asceticism. And so what is asceticism? Asceticism is the willingness to do self-sacrifice and act on it. So what would that look like? The first example I'm going to give is the one that they first list, which is cold showers. So what's a cold shower? What's it do for you and God? Well, obviously, it just being cold, it by itself doesn't really do anything. So what are you really giving up? Well, what you're giving up is convenience. What you're giving up is comfort. I love warm, long showers. It's something I get very comfortable with, and it just, it feels good as you're, taking a warm shower. But, doing a cold shower, you're sacrificing it. You're sacrificing it for God, to become better, to become less, let's just say it, slothful in what you do, not only in the small things, but in the big things as well. And that seems to have been missed a lot in terms of our passing down of the religion from one generation to another, where these small sacrifices that you do, even if it's just a cold shower, it's a convenience that you're giving up, leads to the bigger sacrifices that you do, raising kids, having a family. The small things lead to the big things, and you can see that, especially in my case, I was able to see that in a variety of ways. And that is incredibly important when it comes to our understanding in our relationship with God. So, it's not just a meaningless sacrifice. It matters. It's showing you that, it's showing God, it's showing yourself that your relationship comes first, and I don't need all these comforts that are being given to me. Giving up video games, giving up TV, giving up how much you're on your phone, giving up, a long list of stuff, which I'll let it go for a second. So, what it's trying to do for you personally is get rid of the vices that you have and embed within you a understanding and promotion of virtue And that's another reason why it's 90 days. It's Exodus because it focuses on Exodus in the prayer. 90 days because scientifically we understand that it takes about 90 days for habits to die down and to establish new habits, and to not only just establish them but embed them. When it comes to fraternity, all right, so what do you do with your fraternity? You meet once a week. Typically there's 4 to 6 other guys. Our group had 7. It was a rather large group, but we were an amazing group. In fact, we just got done with a secondary exercise in Exodus 90 called Contentness Plateau, where it really focused on our understanding of sloth and getting out of it. That was our day 91. We did it together as a group. It is something where I still talk to these guys today. We hang out. We've become friends. And it's because of this program. I didn't know these guys before. I didn't know them. A year ago, I literally had no clue who they were. And now, I am much closer to them than many other friends I've had for years. Because we talk about things that matter. And we talk about our struggles. And we talk about what we can promote within each other. We talk about what we can help build upon our weaknesses with each other. And obviously you do the whole fraternizing in terms of just basic they're human, I'm human, let's talk about sports games once in a while. But when it comes to the meetings themselves, they're about you in the program, you going through this struggle, them going through this struggle, everybody going through this struggle together. And you, on top of that, have an anchor. You have one person that you talk to every single day, and you talk about how, you're doing this amazing job. Right off the bat, I did a really good job the first few weeks, where I didn't really feel a lot of the side effects that most people do. It was cold turkey. I was able to stop a lot of it, and I just went into it. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes, it's an incredible struggle, and you have someone to talk about it. And especially later on, day 50, that was when me and Jeff, my anchor, really started talking about some of the true temptations we had, because we were really getting out of what we used to do, and we were establishing our new habits and virtues, and we could see that temptation. We could see that temptation to go back. And having an anchor, made a lot of difference. Having that person you could check in with for 5 minutes, texting. It doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes. It's just something where you make sure that each of you are on the same page, that each of you are able to continue, and that you're confident, not just because of yourself, but because of others through Christ in this program. And that's the goal. The goal is to understand what true freedom is. That freedom is not simply the liberty to do whatever you want, but the choice to do what you ought to do. It's just that understanding that we need to really focus as Catholic men to get back into what Catholicism is actually about and what it's calling us specifically to do. And as a married man with 3 children, I understand this. And I understand a lot better now since this program started. Because it's something where sad to say, we didn't really get handed down what we should have been. And this really helped with showcasing what wasn't passed on and what me as a man I'm supposed to do in light of the New Testament, in light of what Christ showed us to do. So if you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear them, read them, whatever, in the comments section. Because I really do advise that everybody do this. January 4th is when it starts for being done at Easter, and I think that would be a great time to really kick off your New Year's resolution, given how close it is to New Year's. Thank you for watching. I hope you join me on January 4th to start the new Exodus 90 in preparation for Easter 2021. Until then, enjoy your warm showers, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.